You know what's annoying? Is when OBS decides to reset your sound settings, and also when your camera decides not to focus. Come on. You can do it. It's a oh man. Okay, hold on just a second. We're yeah, I'm glad you can hear me now, but now you can't see me. And I don't know why it's not refocusing, and this is annoying. So, no, it's still not focusing. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna switch quickly to a different scene that I never show any of you because it's just my camera scene. Oh, that scene is muted. Yeah, because it's just that. Okay, sometimes it just decides that it's not going to focus anymore, and that scene literally just has the camera in it, so it doesn't have any sound, and I forgot that. I'm sorry. Look, technical difficulties. Yes, so many technical difficulties. Welcome on in, Suleiman Agent 007. Tell me if I said your name incorrectly. Well, tell me how to pronounce your name if I said it incorrectly. But hello, everybody. Welcome on in. We're back on dig season today because ArchaeoSMP has updated to 1.20 now. I finally got my act together. I finally have been feeling competent enough to not screw it up, basically. And then we will so we're on dig season. We're gonna document the first shipwreck I found because I realized we hadn't done that. And then what we might do if we have time, because knowing me, I will get so many distractions and so many tangents in there. If we finish that somehow in 2 hours, which we might do or we might not, we might go resource gathering because I'm realizing I'm gonna want a lot of maps, and I don't have any redstone, so redstone might be good. Also, welcome on in. How would you like me to pronounce your name? Zactana or Zactana? Let me know how to pronounce your name, or something I could call you that you prefer. I'm more than happy to take a stab at it. Names are important, but I also don't want to butcher it. So I can call you Rosa. Okay, welcome on in, Rosa. It's nice to see you here. Came for the archaeology, stayed for the pro streamer. Yes, such a pro streamer. I'm so pro at this. I've only been an affiliate for like 10 months or something. Thank you for the follow, Rosa. Welcome on in. Yeah, I've only been affiliate for like 10 months. I know what I'm doing. Does anybody ever really truly know what they're doing when it comes to anything? This is my question. I don't know. I feel like most of being an adult is winging it and hoping for the best. And that's the secret to adulthood, is that everybody is winging it. Nobody really knows what they're doing. We're all just hoping that nobody else notices, right? Hi, Mr. Gisto. Welcome on in. Sorry, that was me enjoying my tea. Tea is good. I have lived in this country for long enough that I appreciate tea. We've been having a lot of rain. I know a lot of the UK has been in, like, a lot of Europe has been in massive heat waves. Scotland, at least, well, Western Scotland, where I am, we have had rain for the last, like, 2 weeks, 2 full weeks of straight rain, and then occasional sun bursting through the clouds for like 10 minutes and then rain again. So we've been taking all of the rain. Hi, welcome on in, Snowbee. Good to see you here. You're on a wing and a prayer, mostly the wing part. Yeah, exactly. You just mess up to know all the ways not to mess up. I agree, Tech Dog. We learn how to not mess up, and that's that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for linking the socials, Dragon. I also have a YouTube channel and good news, guys. The video is done. It's uploading, it's processing, it's doing its thing. But it is done, it is final. So there's gonna be a new video on Thursday. like Thursday at noon. So an hour before stream on Thursday, there's going to be a new video. And it's going to be fun. It's a good time. Also, I can finally share some interesting world gen that I've been wanting to share with you guys for a while, but it's in the video. So yeah, there'll be a new video and a stream, a video and a stream, because I feel like spoiling you guys. Yeah. So anyway, so that's I feel like that's the entire update from me. I don't think I have additional news. I haven't done huge amounts in the Dig season world since Thursday because I have been playing a lot of Stardew Valley. I when I was having a really difficult chronic illness time, like last week/week before, I started a new Stardew Valley world, and now I'm aiming for perfection on that farm, and well, that's a time sink. So I haven't done much in the Dig season world. I have acquired some additional books. I also installed some data packs because I was reminded that those exist. So I have data packs, and actually I've got a command for that. You can do exclamation point data packs. Hang on. Also, thank you for the follow, Christina. Welcome on in. Yeah, Stardew Valley. I had some videos on Stardew Valley ages ago, but because my channel is now basically just Minecraft, the Stardew Valley videos have come down. But I purchased Stardew Valley less than a month after it first released. So I have had Stardew Valley for a long time, and I love that game. Also, welcome on in, Chase Tom YouTube, Chase Tom YT, Chase Tommy T. Welcome on in. I know I've just butchered your name at least twice, but welcome everybody. Yeah. So I've got data packs now in hang on, data packs. Also, everybody take a drink, preferably of, well, actually, I'm not your mother. Take a drink of whatever you want. Also, with the hydrate checks, I like to use it as a reminder for anybody who happens to need to take medications. If it is a time of day where you are supposed to take medications, remember to take those. This is your reminder. You get that a lot? Yeah, you do. I'm sorry. I also get that a lot. A lot of people don't necessarily know how to pronounce the archaeo part, mostly because it's a lot of vowels mixed together. So like as soon as people start to say it, they're like, oh yeah, that's how you say it. But when they see the vowels, they're like, ah, and their brain blue screens for a bit. So I understand the username struggle. Coffee for you, it's early. Yes, I have tea. I'm very happy. It's not early for me, but I live in Scotland, so any time is tea time, depending on, yeah, the tea, really. Yeah, so I have data packs that I've installed. A lot of it is like anti-Enderman griefing because there was that Enderman the other day, and I was like, ooh, actually, if I build something, I don't really want the Enderman to just like destroy it. So anti-Enderman griefing, armor statues in case I want to do stuff with armor statues later. I think it could be fun if we're like recreating one of these archaeological sites to have little like mannequins and such. That's a thing that happens in the real world. I've also gone for the chicken shedding and the zombie leather data packs, which mean that the chickens will drop feathers occasionally and what is it? Rotten flesh can be used to make leather. Those are the words I'm looking for. Like that Pokemon Archeoplays. Yes, exactly. Yes. Also more mob heads. I also did fast leaf decay because I am impatient when it comes to waiting for leaves to decay in Minecraft. So I've just installed that because it's just nicer. And then like movable cakes, more mob heads, wandering trader, mob head stuff, mini blocks, that kind of stuff. Just because I think it'll be fun if we want it. Hi, Michelle, welcome on in. Flesh to leather. Yes, I'm very glad. And coordinates HUD as well. Yes, I'm very glad that people reminded me that data packs exist. Because my brain was like, there's modded and there's vanilla, and it completely forgot about all the data packs. Thank you so much for the follow, Chase. Welcome on in. I mean, I know I said that already, but still, absolutely welcome. You're still welcome.
with the follow. Yeah, and then I also have some resource packs on. So here, let me actually hold on. Let me get it to a point where I can say hello to you all in the game. Hi. I'm in my office. This is still my favorite build. I know it's a tiny room. It's like 5 by 5, but I love that I have an archaeology office and collections that are gonna get bigger as we go, and I'm probably gonna need a separate building. It's gonna be a whole thing. But yes, welcome on in, Mermicorn Queen. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for joining us. Okay, I thought I just spilled tea on myself, but welcome. Hello. Stupid autocorrect. Oh. Ah, yes. I see. Yeah. Welcome. So I haven't done huge amounts, but this is for those who might not have, I do this perpetually as well. Whenever I take my hands off the keyboard, I put it back in typing position because I was tortured as a middle schooler. Okay, that's like the strongest use of that term, but I had to sit through typing class, tech readiness classes, where they would put a screen over your hands and you had to type stuff as quickly as possible. So now, by default, my hands go to the typing position, which means that they're one key too far over for the WASD keys. So get used to me putting things in my offhand accidentally or something, or opening my inventory. That's usually how it goes. But yeah, yes, we need to fill these bookshelves, absolutely. So I have this one here, which is our site catalog. So far, we've only got 2 sites in here, not because we've only found 2 sites. We found a couple of ruined nether portals when we were on a quest for Dark Oak, but I only took screenshots of those and I haven't added them into this because, mostly because like the screenshots just have a general coordinate like Shipwreck 1 does. And I kind of want like the northern and southern points, or like basically when we document sites in archaeology, we're trying to get a range of points so that you have a range of points to look for, and B, like if the GPS systems, so you're probably aware of this, but this is true for all GPS systems, not just like the ones in your phone. GPS systems can be off by a fair amount, like several meters is kind of a minimum. They can be off by as many as like 10 to 15 meters. They can be off by even more depending on like the quality of whoever's paying for the data, basically. So when we take GPS measurements in archaeology, we are often in places that don't have very good signal to begin with, especially in places in like really just anywhere in Scotland. If you're trying to take GPS coordinates, you might have signal or you might not. So we like to take a few different points so that if, say, like one of them is wildly off, the rest kind of capture where we're supposed to be, right? So it's always good to have a few points around the site. And also, those are helpful for things like mapping in GIS, or Geographic Information System. It's basically like digital mapping software. It's helpful to have multiple points, and it's also helpful for things like drawings and such, which we kind of started a little bit when we were excavating that desert pyramid. We'll do more of that, but I have a better idea of how to do it in Minecraft. I just need to. We're gonna need a lot of materials. I'm gonna do map art. We're gonna do map art eventually. That's what I've decided. But I have to do it. I have to get materials and find a place and all that jazz. So we're a ways off of map art, but we're gonna do it. Yeah, you have K as your drop button. Yeah, that's clever. That is clever. Use a typewriter when you were learning to type in high school. Oh, yeah, we had computers. And it was like this video game. They were trying to make it cool. So it was like you had to type the letters in time with something, I don't know. But then they would time you and how fast you could type, and your grade depended on how quickly you could type. And so I just hated that class. And it's annoying because now I type very quickly. So the class worked in terms of getting me to learn how to type, but I still hated the class. It was a terrible class. You play on Xbox mainly. Ah, okay.
Middle school typing lessons were kind of not working for teaching you how to type with 10 fingers. You now type with 4. Use GPS and land survey. Yes, a lot of the tools that we use in archaeology for surveying are very similar to land survey. Things like levels and total stations, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, we use a lot of the same tools. And a lot of the tools we use for excavation are the same tools that, say, construction workers or like masonry use for construction and for building. So archaeology rarely has any tools that are unique to archaeology. In fact, I'm not sure that any tool is unique to archaeology. I think all of the things we use are very well known by much larger fields, and we just borrow them. Yeah, even in the middle of a city, you can have signal issues. Exactly. I don't know. I don't remember, TechDog, which one it was. Mavis Beacon typing. I don't remember. This was a long time ago. I was last in middle school over 20 years ago. So I genuinely don't know. But yes, when I was a senior in high school, so in my last year of secondary school, one of the classes that I wanted to take got canceled because not enough people turned up. And is it sunset? It is sunset. Okay, all right. Not enough people signed up for the class, I mean. And so they phoned me in like August, so right before school was gonna start, and they're like, yeah, so this class isn't running, so you need a whole new class. I was like, okay, so what are my options? And they're like, well, you could take more keyboarding. And I was like, no, what else? What else can I do? And then they listed a few other things that sounded interesting, but like required more baseline knowledge than I had. So it was stuff for like boat building, where sounds really cool, but it would really help to have a bit more of the construction knowledge than I had. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea for me to sign up for. So I ended up taking German in addition to French and Spanish, and I just took 3 languages my final year. But I enjoy that I was like, no, please don't make me take another keyboarding class. I don't want to. You didn't take typing in school, and it shows sometimes. We were forced into it both in middle school and in high school. We were forced into it, and it was very frustrating. German is cool. Yeah, I only took 1 year of it in secondary school, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We had a really good teacher as well. She was the only German teacher in the school. Like the German classes were rather, well, they were fairly small compared to the other languages. But she basically would make the first year of German super fun and have relatively little grammar in it. I mean, like, there was some basic grammar, but like basic German grammar is relatively simple for English speakers to pick up. She wouldn't do any of like the stuff that, like the various noun declensions and things like that, and various like tenses. She didn't worry so much about that in the first year, so she made the first year super fun so that people would sign up for the second year of German, and that's when she would go into all of the grammar that is German grammar. I've learned that I can make this jump every time, so I'm going to. But yeah, I figure while we're talking, I should at least head out towards this shipwreck, because we need to go in and get this shipwreck documented. I have this is the book for Shipwreck 1, so we can document stuff. I don't remember where the chests are, and I haven't studied shipwrecks enough to know which chests are where, so you guys can maybe help me remember what stuff, like which chest is which. But we're just gonna go on a boat ride. We're gonna go on a lovely boat ride. I also I did get clearer water in here, along with quieter like everything, so that when there are farms and things, we don't hate the world, basically, with how loud it is. Where am I going? I'm going to -700. Yeah, that's got to be it, right? Yeah, -700 and then 527. So, let's go, it's kind of this way. But it's a lot more north than it is east. German, French, and Spanish. Did I get a bingo for 3 countries in a row? I didn't get a bingo, but the school did end up giving me like a language award at the end. But like Spanish, I felt kind of badly because German well, so I was taking the first year of French as well. So first year languages aren't as hard as like the next year, because again, they're like, they want you to actually like the language. So the grammar and stuff is a little bit simpler. Ooh, is this a ruin? Or is this just a hill? No, that's just a hill. It's fine. All right. There is an ocean monument there. You guys are gonna laugh because there's one here and then there's one literally like right over there. So there are two in a row, very close to spawn and very close to my base. So yeah, we're not dealing with those today because there's no way that I am ready for an ocean monument. But yeah, you can see the other one right there. It's coming up. And then shortly after that one, we have the first shipwreck. So, you know, there's something over there that seemed like it might be a shipwreck as well. So maybe we might explore a little bit and see if there are other shipwrecks now that the water is clear and we can actually see, which granted only counts for when we're above water, but I feel like it kind of helps in terms of trying to see, there's the ship, trying to identify where sites are. If we want to go super authentic with some of the ocean ruins, I'm happy to turn off the resource pack, but but I think for you guys being able to see stuff, it's always nice to be able to see things. Hello, Gaming and Science, welcome in. Your mom could have tried to force you. You probably would have had the same response as chemistry. You just didn't do much of your homework. Yeah, the typing classes, they didn't give homework because the classes were bad enough. They're like, we torture you enough making you type things. We're not gonna worry so hard about whether you can do this at home. I guess maybe there was like some kind of like practice at home and maybe I just never did it. There was never any accountability. Let's go with that. There definitely wasn't any accountability. So if there was homework, I never did it and nobody ever cared. Thank you so much for the follow, the Wormbo. Welcome on in. Chemistry, high school chemistry is very weirdly taught. I don't remember much of high school chemistry. Admittedly, all I remember, the only memory I have is that there was one thing that, like one experiment we were doing where basically like the fumes that were let off were alcohol basically. And one group, the fumes had started to combust. And so they lit on fire and the group was really scared and worried about what was happening. And so the teacher, she's like super small, older woman, doesn't really not fazed by any, she's a chemistry teacher in a high school, not fazed by anything. She just walks over, they're like, what do we do? What do we do? And she goes, ready, watch. And that was, and the flames went out and they're like, oh, okay. And that's the only memory of chemistry class that I have. I remember enjoying the stuff that's like balance these chemical equations, but I don't remember how to do it. So I just remember liking it as a general sort of puzzle situation. I did bring a door. I was smart enough to remember to bring a door. I was smart enough to put the door in my inventory before I started stream. So I feel like I deserve a gold star for that. Just saying. I'm gonna give myself one. You were homeschooled, so everything was homework. Oh, that's true. Did the bare minimum for chemistry because you were totally lost. Yeah, I took chemistry. I came into chemistry halfway through the year. My first exposure to chemistry, I was studying abroad in Costa Rica. I worked for like 3 years straight to earn enough money to be able to study abroad for a semester in Costa Rica. And so that was my first introduction to chemistry. It was in Spanish, and then I came back and I was like, I don't know how to translate this. So yeah, which is why when I was in my final year of secondary school, I took French and German because I was taking AP Spanish, Advanced Placement Spanish, which is kind of like GCSEs and such, or A levels. But I had lived in Costa Rica for 6 months where everything was taught in Spanish and everybody only spoke Spanish to me. So I already spoke Spanish and I felt a little badly doing AP Spanish when I could already speak it. But yeah, lab days are always fun, although they're either especially scary or infuriating when it goes wrong. Yes, agreed. You hated chemistry, abandoned your hope of going into archaeology because, oh, that's so sad. I don't know if you do need a chemistry A level. I don't know if you do. I know that there are certain, at least at Glasgow, there are certain, like, history is kind of key. I don't know that chemistry is required. I think it might be there's like an optional group that chemistry can be one of, but I don't think at Glasgow that you need chemistry at least. I could be wrong. Oh. No. There we go. But yeah, that's man, that's sad. For this, you drove me miles every day. Well, for which? For chemistry? Welcome on in, RIG Christy. That's Archeo Dad. If you guys weren't aware, that's my dad. So yeah, I don't remember chemistry much, in fairness. That was, yeah. I liked the teacher. It was better than my biology class where the teacher didn't actually teach anything, and then she would give us tests on stuff that she never taught that was like in a textbook. There was a point where I just asked her for a textbook, and she was like, "Why do you want a textbook?" I was like, "Well, I would like to learn biology, and I learn better with books." And she was like, "Okay," so she gave me a book. And then whenever we had the tests, I did really well, and everybody else in my class didn't do so well. And I was like, "Yeah, the book tells you what is on the test. She just doesn't give anybody books." So yeah. So anyway, okay, Shipwreck 1. What point are we at? Hang on. Okay. So we're at the easternmost point. I suppose I already could have figured that out, but east is, let's see, minus 685. Here, let's do commas. 53, 527. Now, granted, I am on 53, so actually it's gonna be 52. But that's fine. I'm gonna not sign the book. We're gonna not sign the book. That's what we're gonna not sign the book. Okay. I'm just doing, for those who are new or who maybe didn't catch the last stream, we're documenting this shipwreck. If my spacebar can, okay. All right. For some reason I was hitting swim and swimming was not happening. Oh, I'm a functional, I know what I'm doing. I'm a functional human. We're documenting this shipwreck. I actually found this shipwreck first when I first logged into this world, and I was like, "Oh, cool, a shipwreck! I'll grab the stuff that's in the chests." And then hello, are we okay? My controls are having issues, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, stop. I'm gonna take my hands off the keys. What am I saying? I found this shipwreck, was like, cool, shipwreck, I'll get the stuff out of the chests. And then in true Minecraft player fashion, a little while later, I needed some food, and so I crafted some bread out of some of the wheat that I found in this shipwreck, forgetting that this playthrough, we're treating these as archaeological sites, and you should definitely not be eating things that you find on archaeological sites. Granted, it is a thing that happens, like, archaeologists have done this. They have eaten stuff from archaeological sites. I have not eaten things. I have licked stuff because okay, so this is another thing that you may not know, and if there are geologists in the audience, you can back me up on this, but basically there are points where it's really difficult to tell if you've picked up a piece of bone or a piece of stone. Now, granted, if there's any question in your mind that it is human bone, we don't do this, all right? We don't do this with any potential human bone. However, if we don't know, if we've got like possible animal bone or possible rock, okay? So it's like broken enough that you can't actually tell, and it's small, so like they're kind of similar weight. Basically, if you touch it to your tongue and it falls off, it's a rock because it's heavier. And if you touch it to your tongue and it doesn't fall off, then it's a bone. So that's a thing that we sometimes do. We sometimes end up licking really old rocks and also really old animal bones. Yeah. The more you know. I have licked stuff. Yeah, okay, let's go. No, can we? Okay, all right. This, I'm gonna start drowning, but that's fine. West. I probably should have done this originally. If my spacebar could work, that'd be great. Negative 712, 52, 527. Helpful. Don't sign the book. All right, hang on. There we go. Okay, so let's not use dashes to denote things, because then there are going to be multiple dashes, and that's going to be problematic. So actually, that's kind of cool. They're on the same line and the same height. I don't think I ever noticed that with shipwrecks, that they're on the same height. The temptation to add a quote. I mean, Clara, that's what the quotes are there for. At this point, I have just accepted that weird stuff I say is going to end up in a quote. Yeah, either weird stuff or silly stuff that I say, like, it's getting dark. You can tell how dark it is because of how dark it is. Yeah, sometimes words in my brain go well together and sometimes they don't. And I do have a PhD, I promise. So, like, sometimes words in my brain go really well together and then other times they just don't. Okay, so we have east and west. We're gonna have chests. Okay, so chest 1. And then I'm going to do chest 2. And then we're going to do chest 3. Okay, because there were 3 chests here. But yeah, there you go. I think it's getting dark because of how dark it is. Yep. Sometimes I say some genius things. Okay, so there were 3 chests here. I'm going to take the coordinates, but I'm also going to kind of write which room they're in. Because there's the 2 that are in the hull, more or less, and then there's one that's like in the cabin, right? And I don't remember what is where in terms of the chest contents. So if anybody knows, like, which one is the map one, which one is the iron / shiny stuff one, and which one is the food one, let me know. And then we'll be able to put stuff into all of that. But right now, let me go get their coordinates. Or at least let me attempt to get their coordinates without too much death. Nope, I can't get through there. One of my favorite elements of Minecraft is trying to figure out if I can fit somewhere or, like, make a jump. I like looking at a gap and being like, can I make that? I don't know if I can make that, but I would like to try. Hence why I have keep inventory on a lot of the time. Not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons. Okay, so this, where are we at? That's okay, so it's -7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay, so -709, comma, it is at 48 because it's the same level as us, and then 529. I don't know which chest that is. That's the one in the cabin. I'm gonna say cabin. And then one of these hull chests will be under, so this is hull, this is hull. One of them is under cabin. Under cabin. Let's do that. There we go. And then we'll take their coordinates. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll get a schematic. So for those of you who weren't here last time, I will, well, I'll do it. Are we not gonna, thank you. Sometimes I hit the swim button and Minecraft is like, no, we're not gonna swim. Oxygen, please. Okay, all right, here, let me get this. It would have helped to have more than one door, but then I would have inevitably just left doors on this boat because knowing me, that's how that would have worked. Which one is that? Okay, 527, that's fine. Oh, all right, so this one, uh-oh. This one is the one that's under the cabin, right? Cabin's up there, right? No, cabin's over there. Okay, all right. Look, we've established that I get turned around in Minecraft. Okay, hull, this one is -694, comma, 46, comma, and then it is 527 because it's a block ahead of us. Oh no! Okay, all right, hang on. Chest 3, hull, what is it? -694, comma, 46, comma, 527. All right, and then we'll get rid of this. That's fine. The downside to these books, the major downside to these books, and then we'll get the other chest. Other side of, okay, hang on, wait a minute. Moon's got the deets on. Ugh. I appreciate that this one came with a door. That's always helpful. Okay, so you believe the upper cabin is usually paper, front of the hull is food. Okay. Treasure is up. Okay. Supply chest in the bow, treasure chest in the upper stern, map chest in the lower stern. Okay, alright, okay. So, that means this one, the one in the cabin, is like iron and such. Here, comma. The one that is under the cabin is the maps. And then, if I'm reading your guys correctly, if I'm mistaking this, let me know. And then this one is like food / supplies. And the moss, because there was moss in this one, that's in the food / supplies chest, usually, I think. I feel like that's where that would fit, mostly. Okay, so map chest. We're gonna go done. Think of it as navigation chest. Yeah, navigation chest, map chest. I think of it as map / paper chest. Okay, 7, here, let's do this. Let's just do this super quick. Minus 703, 46, 527. This is, one of these is gonna need to change, but that's okay. Let me get some oxygen. I'm not even wearing my arm. I should probably wear my arm. Okay, which direction is this? 70, oh nope, 27. Okay, so it's 528. That's funny. I enjoy that, Wait, really? They're all like one Z level off from each other. 529, 528, 527. I never noticed that before. That's cool. That's fun. That's fun, especially because they're quite different in their X coordinate, but their Z coordinate, they're just one off from each other. That's kind of cute. Often it has paper and or a compass. Yeah, you think that cabin the chest is in should have a cartography table. I agree, actually. I think it should have a cartography table. Also, fun fact, because I used to work in a maritime museum, did you know that, generally speaking, once compasses were a feature on boats, which is pretty much forever, like for ocean-faring vessels, that was basically the thing, for at least European-based vessels, or like European / Mediterranean vessels, any vessel that used a compass, basically. A lot of the time, the person who was steering the vessel did not have a view of where the boat was going because they didn't need one. They just needed to line it up to the compass point. So that's why if you have been on old, particularly European ships, if you go onto old European ships like whaling ships or merchant ships, that kind of thing from like the 1800s or earlier, a lot of the time, if you stand where the steering wheel is, there is zero view of the front of the boat or like where you're going because you didn't need it. You just had to keep it at the wherever the needle was supposed to be. But you were not the person who was navigating. You were just the person who was keeping it on the line, basically. So fun facts that everyone should know. You always put a cartography table in the captain's cabin on your boats. That's cool. Okay, so we've got the chests. We've got this. Okay, so let's take... Oh no, this is not my... Oh, hang on. Let's... No. All right, well, that works. Do that instead. Oh, it's dark. Well, we are at sea, so it's kind of fine. Speaking of, though, there it is. I was gonna say, I saw that come through. It just was on a delay. Everybody take a drink. Drink whatever you want. I'm not your mother, I don't care. But also, if you take any medications, and this is a time of day when you should be taking those medications, this is your gentle reminder to maybe take them if you haven't yet already. We are also gonna be taking a break in about 15 minutes. I like to take a break every hour on the hour, just so everybody can stretch and get a snack and refill their water, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that'll be in about 15 minutes, probably once we're done documenting this site, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do next. We're glad you definitely got here in time to hear those facts that everyone should know. It's always good, Robert Skitch. It's if you manage to not hear them, they'll be in the VOD. It's like ship navigation and how you didn't need to see where you were going if you were the one steering the boat, basically. Okay. So, one thing that is concerning me, I'm curious if I put this on peaceful mode. No, it is on hard. Okay, because when I was ill, I was kind of going on peaceful mode and then doing stuff that would never have me run into mobs anyway, but just in case I had it on peaceful for like extra security so that I didn't, chronic illness brain, so that my chronic illness brain didn't like explode my world or something. I haven't noticed there are no drowned. So I was like, wait a minute, nothing's attacked me. It's nighttime. No, we're just in a situation where apparently the drowned just are not interested in the boat or me, which I will take. I'm kind of okay with that. Just like navigating in the rest of life. Robert Skitch, it's like you've been here for the whole stream, because we literally were saying that right at the start of stream, that like the secret to being an adult is that nobody really knows what they're doing. We're all just kind of winging it. And like at most, we know the things we shouldn't do again, but we don't necessarily know anything else. Okay, so we're gonna do a light Matica. Ah, there's the drowned. I don't feel like dealing with you. Do I feel like dealing with you? I mean, yes. There's only one of you. Ah, excuse me, sir. But no, you don't get to commandeer my boat. That's a danger we don't have to deal with in real life archaeology. Having zombies commandeer your boat. There are difficulties of people commandeering your boat. I won't get into it, but it is a thing that sometimes happens. But they're not zombies, so that's helpful. Drowned only spawn in with underwater ruins for sure. Around boats is normal. Darkness level spawns. Yeah, that had occurred to me, and I was wondering if perhaps it just wasn't dark enough, but it did feel like with nighttime, it's not like there's much that's casting any light in the ocean. But anyway, okay, so we're gonna do a light Matica schematic, which is basically the equivalent of mapping / digital imaging. So I'm gonna run you guys through this. Those of you who were here last time, you'll probably remember. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into Light Matica, and I've got it set to a stick for now. I'm probably gonna change it to a different tool that is not as commonly used, just because every time I'm gonna scroll over to sticks, it's gonna give me it's just gonna give me the UI for Light Matica, and I don't know if I necessarily want that. But yes, I think it's getting dark because of how dark it is. Exactly. So to make a selection, we're gonna go into Area Editor. Let me first name this as Shipwreck 2. Let's set that. And then let's just move to player. And then I've probably got this off. Okay, so placement block rendering, you want to have these visible. So the selection box is rendering and the placement box is rendering. I'm going to turn them off every time we're not using them, just because they stay in the world. Like you can see how the other corner is all the way over it at my base, and we don't need it to be. But we're going to take this one first, and we're going to try and encompass the whole shipwreck. We're almost there, actually. What you can do is to select the corner, you can middle click it while you're holding the stick. And so long as you're in mode 1 out of 9 area selection, you can see that in the bottom right-hand corner. Oh, this is reminding me, hold on just a second. This is reminding me that I never started captions for stream. Sorry about that. Hello, Fazer Battlecaster, welcome on in. We're doing some Light Matica schematic placement. Well, schematic taking. We're using it as archaeological imaging for this shipwreck. So you can click on the corner And there's a red corner and a blue corner, so the opposite corner is a blue corner. Those are just the two corners that you have to worry about. And if you hold Alt and face it the direction you want the corner to go and scroll with your mouse wheel, it'll go that direction. Okay, so if I look this way, I can scroll back and forth for it to go forward and backwards. If I look this way, I can scroll back and forth for it to go forwards and backwards this way. And then if I look down, it'll go down and it'll go up. And it's probably easier to see it go up like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down until hopefully we've encompassed the entire ship. Ooh, we might need to go, let's do a couple more out this way. We probably don't need to be that far down, but I will go to there. Oh, hang on. I forgot about drowning. Hold on. Hold on. I got distracted. I forgot about drowning. Let me get up on the boat. Come on. There we go. Let me just eat something. Let me just eat something. Would ignore existing fluids true be helpful for underwater structure? Ooh. That's a good question. Is that for the schematics? Because that could be very useful. That was, okay, here, let's take the schematic and then we'll examine that, because I was saying last time that it would be nice to be able to not have the fluids if we could. So that would be cool. Chest boats rather than normal boats. Yeah, I figured a chest boat for, like, if you're doing stuff with underwater archaeology, a chest boat is helpful because you can just use the chest as, like, extra storage for shulker boxes especially. I'm not far enough along to have shulker boxes yet. We are going to do all that, though, eventually. Probably relatively soon, because shulker boxes are going to be useful, but I also need to get to the end first and do all that. So I need gear to be able to get to the end. Okay, so area editor, we're going to go to corner 2, and I'm going to say move to player just to make it easier for us to do things. And then we're going to grab our stick, and we're going to do hold alt. We're going to go zoom out like that, and then we're going to zoom out this way, and then we're gonna see how far we need to go. Okay, so we still need to go this direction a couple blocks. How we doing? Out this way. Okay, let's get some air. I think if we just do that, we should have it. Yep, we've got that. Okay. And then we do actually want this to go up a couple blocks, don't we? Let's go one more. Okay, so that should cover the entire ship. Let's get back to the boat so that I don't have to constantly bob and weave. Oh, hang on, this is why I'm gonna shift it from a stick, because I feel like a stick is just gonna end up in my hand far too frequently. Okay, so once we've got that, then we come in here with area editor, and we're gonna say save schematic. And we're just going to save it as Shipwreck 2. That's the benefit of labeling your area before you save it. You can do visible blocks only, which I'm actually gonna do, I think. I did that when I did the schematic just for my base, because I didn't want to really see any caves and things, or like seams of ore and stuff like that. You can just do all of the blocks, especially if you're doing a build and you want to know how. This is what all of the content creators will use. If you see them talking about, like, I need so many materials for this build, and then they build in like a 3D printing kind of pattern, it's because they're using Lightmatica. So I'm going to do visible blocks only. You can also do, this is ignore entities. It's not displaying terribly well, but it is there. You can do that if you want to ignore any mobs, but it also will ignore anything that's an entity. So that can include some of the blocks that are entities as well. So we're just gonna save schematic. Oh, fun. File already exists. Oh, because we're not Shipwreck 2, we're Shipwreck 1. Ha! I'm glad that is the case. Okay, well, you know, I mislabeled stuff, but it's fine. Everything is fine. You know, not everyone moves villages as part of their gameplay, but it can be useful in similar ways for other mobs and things. Oh, that's true, yeah. Hang on, wait a minute. I missed a few things. think that option is relevant when you have a schematic with air that is placed underwater. Oh, okay. Well, let's see what it does. See if it does anything. So we've got the schematic saved. I'm gonna escape out of here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to load schematics and we're gonna go to Shipwreck. Can you tell I have a lot of these? Shipwreck, and you can also get a material list. So this is helpful if you're trying to figure out how many things you need to build the thing. It saves it as a text file, like a raw text file, but it's very handy. And you can also edit the material list. Like if you don't care about grass blocks, you can tell it to just ignore that as well. But we're just gonna load the schematic, and then we're gonna come out here, and we're gonna do this. Oh, and look at this. Okay, so where's my boat? Let me zoom around this in my boat. Okay, I am going to actually turn off the selection box and placement box stuff. We have already also, if you're curious why it's showing the actual blocks instead of all of the various like colors that Lightmatica is known for, that is a schematic overlay? No, wait, which one is it? I thought it was schematic overlay. Ah, yeah, okay, it just wasn't doing it. It's like, I thought that was the one it was, but it wasn't changing. It was just, yeah. So schematic overlay does the colors, and the colors mean different things. So blue just means there's a block that should be here that isn't. Like red can be the wrong block is here. There are various colors that mean like there's the right block, but it's in the wrong pointing the wrong direction, things like that. So you can actually take that off to then just look at the schematic itself. Now let's see if the fluid, ignore existing fluids. No, okay, so that doesn't help in the schematic part of things, but you can just, as soon as you're through the curtain, you can see the schematic. Now, this is a little bit too tall for us to like explore the shipwreck itself. Hang on, let me steer myself in a functional way. But you can see the model of the boat if you wanted to. This is basically just taking a 3D model of the site. This is the easiest way I have ever seen for taking a 3D model of the site. I have never had 3D modeling be so easy. Granted, I work with materials that don't do 3D modeling very well, but still, if I could just do a few button clicks with Lightmatica for like regular 3D models, that would be amazing. I am gonna also, so if you hold Control and scroll, you can change the mode that you're in for Lightmatica. So I was in area selection and now I'm in schematic placement. The only thing is, do I know how to do stuff if I do that? Yeah, okay, all right, okay. So mostly because I want to get to a point where we can actually kind of explore this. Oops, hang on. This in our boat. So we go like this, and the stuff that's underwater, the water just kind of takes up the schematic. Like if you go underwater, hang on, if you go underwater. Oh, never mind. Okay. Maybe the other blocks will show up. There is a point where blocks will show up underwater. There's a way to do it, at least. I forget. It's the last time I had to care was when I was building the duck on ArchaeoSMP. So it's been a while since I've had to worry about it. But yeah, you can get the whole model. So I'm just using this at the moment as a way to document our archaeological sites. It's also a potential way to be able to recreate them without huge amounts of hassle. So it's handy to have. But I am also going to be doing stuff with drawings, like archaeological drawings. We draw a lot in archaeology. So I'm going to be doing stuff with that as well. That's kind of the more old-fashioned way of documenting sites and such. Although, in all honesty, I'll probably be working from the Lightmatica schematic rather than working from the shipwreck, just because being underwater is a little bit difficult to do. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, that has now saved. So I'm gonna go back into configuration menu. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna go to loaded schematics, and I'm going to unload the boat. Thank you so much For the stretch, Clara, everybody stretch in whatever way is comfortable for you. You will notice, for those of you who might be new, that I never stand up when the stretch one is redeemed, because half the time when I stand up, my hip decides to have a field day, and I don't want to fall over in the middle of stream. But if you are able to and happy to, feel free to stand up and stretch and such. Also check your posture if you've been slouching a little bit. I know I have. Yeah. It's a good time. Okay, so let's sleep through the night. You'd probably be happier if vanilla boats were like the ones from the small ships mod. Shift right clicking on the boat, dismounting all the entities in the boat. Ah. I don't think I've ever played with the small ships mod. I feel like I should now. It sounds interesting. Yeah, so there we go. So we have got Shipwreck number 1 fully documented. We will list all of the materials that were in each of the chests, which we can do, probably, we could do that after the break, or we could go exploring. So maybe what I'll do is we're gonna go on a break, and here, let me switch, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna go on a brief break, because I like to take breaks every hour on the hour. And or at least as close to that as possible, mostly so that we can kind of refill snacks and waters and things, but also so that if anybody new, I can run a 3-minute ad without anybody actually missing anything, and that way when new people come in, they can just join us without having to sit through however many ads Twitch wants to hurl at them today. So we're gonna take about a 5-minute break. I am gonna run an ad. You're not gonna miss. You're not gonna miss anything. Don't worry. And then what we'll do is I will put a poll. Actually, I'll put the poll in chat just now. Let me do this new poll. Let's see. What do? Chest documentation for Shipwreck 1. Oh, can't have that many letters. Okay, chest documentation, or explore, or material gathering. Or compass, can't do that. Okay, we'll just do material gathering. Well, we'll say mining, because it would be mining. Let's do this. This and this. And what I'll do is I will let that go for 5 minutes. So basically it'll be through the duration of the break, and then we'll come back and we'll do whatever you Welcome back. I hope you had a good break. I hope you got some tasty snacks. I didn't actually get any snacks, but I am streaming, so it'd be a little difficult to be eating snacks. So I hope you all are enjoying tasty snacks. The results of the poll are in, and you guys are saying let's go exploring. So let's go explore. I think we should go. Hang on. I think we should go the opposite direction from the shipwreck that we came from, which I think, if I'm doing my math correctly, we want to go north-ish. Mostly north. Right? Am I doing this correct? I'm looking at my coordinates. Yes, north. We want to go north. Okay. I'd say we go north. Because south is the direction of my base. Or at least it should be. I suppose we can always go to, like, we can get to the boat. We can see, yeah, there's the, hang on, where'd it go? There it is. There's the ocean monument. So let's go this way. Let's go south, or north, I mean. Because I haven't gone this direction. So, that was a quick 5 minutes. I know, right? Every time we do the 5-minute break, I'm like, oh, that's a fast 5 minutes. But no, it's like, it feels faster than 5 minutes feels like it should be. But yeah. Morning, Orc Boy, welcome on in. We just documented a shipwreck. That one right there. And now the people said to go explore, so we're gonna go explore. I haven't been this way. I think you spawn... I forget exactly where spawn is, but I think it's like on this island. It's on one of the islands that's around here. It might be on that island. But basically it's around this area. And I basically traveled south because I traveled where there was visible land. So we're gonna kind of go north and see what there is to see. And my game is a little choppy. There we go. All right, it's resolved itself. I think my computer was just feeling like I was asking too much of it. That looks like a shipwreck over there, doesn't it? If ever I saw one. There's also something over there. But it's not as dark. I'm feeling like this is a possible shipwreck. I'm feeling like that is also a possible shipwreck. One of them could be a geode. 5 minutes can be surprisingly short if you're trying to get something done. Very true. Very, very true. I kind of really want both of these to be a shipwreck, and I want them to be opposite ends of a shipwreck so that it's like a single shipwreck that's like right next to each other, but I feel like this is just gonna be dirt. But I really want it to be another shipwreck. Or is it granite? No, that looks like dirt. That's dirt. All right, okay, well, you know, there's a shipwreck here. Or at least I'm assuming this is a shipwreck. It looks too dark to be normal terrain gen. There we go, that's a shipwreck. Cool. Okay, I don't have a book to easily document this one, but we can do it in, hang on, because we have this. Oh, I'll put the other stuff for shipwreck 1, but we can do shipwreck number 3. And all we'll do for this, for these ones, oh, I won't do the number sign, is just get the coordinates just so that I can find them again, because because it'd be a real shame. Are geodes still spawning that far up? Oh, that's true. Feels a bit too shallow for one. That is true. It does feel, yeah, I forgot that with the change in terrain gen that geodes wouldn't be this high. I don't think. I think you're right, Gaming and Science. Okay, so let's do the whatever most, what is this? Southernmost point? Okay. Negative 924, 52, 31. Negative, this is S. Negative 924, 52, 31. But it'll be 53 because it was below, or no, 51 because it was below me. Okay, and then we'll do, oh, let's do south here. Okay, and then do N. Done. Okay. And the northernmost point is probably this one. That's negative 922. Nope, don't select. Negative 922, comma, 57, comma, 16. Cool. Wait a minute. Is this a thing that's always been a thing and I just didn't realize it was a thing? That if you go and you open a book, that you don't lose oxygen? So I can just sit here typing for however long I want and I have infinite oxygen? How did I not know this before? I suppose I've never tried to write in a book underwater before. It pauses the game, of course. Yeah, I mean, like, as soon as I noticed it, I was like, well, that makes kind of obvious sense, but I didn't know that was a thing. Also applies to writing on signs. That's good to know. That's very good to know. Okay, you know there are a lot of bingo players that go to third-person mode to find shipwrecks. Yeah, that's true. Are geodes still, nope, we saw that already. Had to look it up. Geodes spawn below level 30. Okay, all right. Don't know if that refers to their highest block or the geode center. Yeah, I don't know how the spawning stuff for structures. I mean, I'm saying structures, but also I'm counting geodes in there, even though I don't think they technically count as a structure. But the in the video tomorrow, you will see some interesting generation for structures that are not what they're said to be. There's a structure that's in a biome that it's not where it says it's supposed to be. This is a War Motion ruin. I don't have a brush, which is sad because I have a feather back at my base. I could have gotten a brush. We're not going to excavate just now. We're just exploring. We're not excavating. But we found our first War Motion ruin, which is cool. Does it have sus sand? Oh, hello. We've got sus sand and a chest. Okay, so we'll definitely be back to excavate this. I know the magma block is there, but knowing me, I would, you know how I lose track of what buttons I'm pushing in Minecraft sometimes? It's a thing. Dude, are you coming after me? Well, it's fine. Everything is fine. Okay, so we've got Shipwreck 3. Eventually what we're gonna need, I'm probably gonna need to put this in a separate document or have like a site catalog that's shipwrecks and then another one that's like War Motion ruins or something. But for now, we're just gonna put them all in a big thing. Warm Ocean ruins. Okay, literally thinking, hang on, wait a minute. Igloo in Flower Forest, weird. Yeah, maybe not quite that, well, it's close. It is close. It's a similar situation. I found a site that is not where it should be, but like part of it is, but not most of it. So it'll be fun. It'll be good. Gonna need some night vision potions. Yes, absolutely. That's true. Before I excavate the underwater stuff, I want to have night vision. Technical documentation question. Why do you only document north and south points, but not east, west, top, and bottom? So mostly because right now all I'm doing is documenting where they are. So I'm kind of taking with shipwrecks, for example, we know that they're longer than they are wide. So I'm taking the orientation for starters by only taking north and south. I know that the shipwreck is aligned north to south or south to north, either way. But it's on that axis. Whereas shipwreck number 1, it doesn't show it here, but if I go to our book here, it's east and west that are the length points, basically. So when we are going to do things like drawing the site, we're definitely going to take far more than east and west. We're also definitely going to do north and south, and we're going to do a bunch of other points as well. Just to have like points. For example, the points of the chests, which we have for Shipwreck 1, and we do have them for Shipwreck 2, I just don't have that book with me. So there are more points that we will take when we excavate these sites or like fully document them. I haven't quite done it for the shipwrecks. They're kind of like 90% there, but I haven't done additional points, in part because I don't have water breathing yet, and I feel like water breathing and night vision are kind of required to do to do a little bit more of the data collection. But for right now, I'm just doing where I can, doing the kind of orientation points. But you're right, for the warm ocean ruins, which actually I shouldn't have put down there because it's just gonna run out of space. For the warm ocean ruins, we don't necessarily have like a north and south most point or an east, like we don't have an orientation basically for the warm ocean ruin, just because it's kind of see that there's a drown there, but let me go. There is light, so let me go take care of this dude so that he doesn't damage the archaeology. So, because if we had a structure that was either non-symmetrical, oh, hang on, let me, oh, that one's gonna be, there we go. All right. If we had a structure that was non-symmetrical or that had like a clear doorway, then we might say, oh, this is the orientation. But even so, I would probably take all four corners, like the corners of the build itself. For the shipwreck, because it's kind of longer than it is wide, I only bothered with 2. But you're absolutely right. For something like this, 4 makes a lot more sense. So taking basically the corners of the build itself. But yeah, does that answer the question? I hope it does. But if not, let me know. And the same is true for top and bottom. So we did take we grabbed some schematics, which will give a sense of like what the 3-dimensionality of the object is, or the site is, and we'll get the top and bottom through further documentation of that. Part of it is that I also want to do I want to do map art to do archaeological drawings of this stuff. But I need the supplies to do map art first, and I need a space to do map art, so that's a thing that's coming soon. And I also kind of need to experiment a little with it, but yeah, I think map art could be fun. And during the map art, excuse me, once the map art is done, basically, then we'll have a sense of which points we want. So a lot of the time, archaeologists will draw out a plan or a section, and then we'll say, okay, right, this is where one of the finds was, or these are the corners of this trench, or something like that. And that's when we identify where we want the levels or the points for that drawing, basically, or for that site. Definitely answers the question. You're an IT person thinking about bounding boxes. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Is this actually counting as an archaeology site if the original inhabitants, the drowned, are still hanging around? That is a good question. Short answer, technically, yes, because anything counts as an archaeological site. So for example, something, I mean, we tend not to do archaeology of sites that are within, like, well, technically the field says that stuff that is older than 50 years old counts as archaeologically relevant. But like, you'll see people dig sites that are significantly younger, and you'll also see things that are significantly younger or things that are significantly older not be dug as archaeology. So for example, although these are extreme examples, but they're good examples of this. For example, something like Ground Zero, 9/11, that is not 50 years old, but it has been excavated, not purely by archaeologists, but generally by forensic teams and things. There are elements of that have been excavated for various reasons. So that's a site that is very much an archaeological site, along with a number of other designations, but it's younger than 50 years old, but because of its importance, it counts. Whereas another example of something that is significantly older, but that generally isn't going to be dug archaeologically necessarily, are something like sites from the Holocaust, for example. Those, or anything else that's similarly difficult for people to engage with or process and things like that. Basically, the tragedy is too close to our present for an archaeological excavation to feel appropriate for certain sites. So yeah, You like that the first video commercial of video games consoles came out 50 years ago? Yes. Yes, absolutely. So Atari, for example, there is a dig site. There is the Atari dig site. You can look this up. I actually know a guy who dug at the Atari dig site, or the Atari dump site. I should say. I actually look for Atari dump site. But basically, it was a place where Atari just got rid of all of their old cartridges. And they expected to find a whole bunch of E.T. because E.T. was the worst selling Atari game of all time, pretty much. And they did find a lot of ET, but they also found a lot of other stuff. So it was a really interesting excavation, and there's like a whole book on it, or at least one book. There might be multiple books. But yeah, yes, Clara, tangents all over the place. But yes, we don't know if the drowned are the original inhabitants or moved in after it was ruined. Yes, I also agree with that, Clara. So we don't know if the drowned are the original inhabitants necessarily. For sites where there's like a drowned spawner, I would say that's safer to assume that the drowned are from those places. Personally, I feel like if there's a spawner there, then it's kind of difficult to argue that they're not like original inhabitants necessarily. But yeah, the ET part of the story kind of got exaggerated into an urban legend. Yes, it did, absolutely. Definitely, nope, saw that drowned. Hang on. So that he doesn't damage the archaeology, isn't the archaeology his house? Yes, that is very true. So this is another thing, and this is something that is very contentious in archaeology. Here, I'll get to something that's a little bit lighter for you guys to actually see. Let me, well, it's nighttime, but let me, oh, well, I tried. I tried to give you guys light. But it's something that's contentious in modern archaeology, that obviously if you're going to be digging a site, you need to be aware of the various stakeholders for that site. And it's possible that you would, what am I saying? It's possible that there are sites of significant archaeological importance that are in places where people are currently living. And depending, number one, it depends on the laws of where you are. Number two, it also depends on the connection that those people have to the place where they currently are. Some people are very interested in archaeology. Some people really just aren't. Some people are very connected to things like landscape and ecology, which, you know, the archaeology happens to be in. Other people are not. So it really depends on who you're talking to and what their experiences are, what their preferences are. But generally speaking, generally speaking, you can't excavate a site without permission from at least the person who owns the land that you're trying to excavate. Oftentimes, you will also need permission from the government. In Scotland, depending on what you're trying to excavate, it may be voted on by the Parliament, like the MPs and things will vote on it, on whether you can actually dig somewhere. So it does depend, but there are places where heritage efforts have led to people being displaced, and the Bamiyan Buddhas are a good example of this. There's, if you haven't heard of Bamiyan, it's a massive archaeological site for a number of things. There were gigantic carvings of Buddha in the mountainside. This is a site in Afghanistan. It's the site that the Taliban bombed they bombed it because of iconography and things. So the statues no longer exist. But the site wasn't just the statues. There were people living in these dwellings that were carved into the mountainside, similar to Petra, if you've seen Petra and are aware of that site. So basically, Bamiyan became a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its heritage importance. But when it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site, that meant that nobody could live there anymore, which meant that the people who had lived there for generations had to be moved away. And my understanding is that they were moved away to a part of the region that they weren't familiar with, that was not terribly well protected from the elements. And so it was a massive struggle for them. And it becomes one of those points of contention of trying to figure out the balance of preservation, but also preservation of the archaeology, but also maintaining moral and ethical considerations for the people who live in the space, right? And there are a lot of issues there. There are a lot of difficulties there. Thinking of a drowned as an archaeology stakeholder. Yeah, not a concept you had on your bingo card today. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Some drowned originally generate in and slash around the ruins. They do. That is very true. The other thing that does is it gets into a question of whether you consider the hostile mobs in Minecraft as possible stakeholders in things like archaeology. So stakeholder basically means that they should have a say in, well, it basically means that they will be affected by whatever occurs, and you care that they are going to be affected. Now, when that is a human element, right? If we're in real archaeology in the real world, you should care because that's the ethical thing to do. Or at least that's my opinion, is that you should be caring about the stakeholders. In Minecraft, we do tend to we do a number of things both to hostile mobs, but also a lot of players will do stuff to neutral mobs that are not necessarily, aren't necessarily like morally good in a sense, like keeping a bunch of villagers in perpetual fear so that they continually spawn iron golems. Not the most ethical of things. So the question there becomes, for your interpretation of it, do the drowned count in those stakeholders? And that's an interesting question, and I don't know how I would answer that question yet. I feel like it's an interesting question because it would mean that the drowned, like if the drowned are continually attacking you while you're trying to dig, then that would mean that the drowned don't want you digging here. The downside to that would be that you would never dig here, right? Which means that you would never end up with sniffers. So, from like a close to reality sort of standpoint, on the one hand, I would say, yes, they do count as stakeholders. From a gameplay perspective, it would be a real shame to lock away sniffers behind drowned. But that doesn't mean that they're totally in conflict. I guess we could do something, we could sort of headcanon something where the drowned that are attacking you are the ones that have opinions, but like other drowned have given you permission or something. I don't know. It's an interesting question. It's a very interesting moral quandary in Minecraft. Not something I had on my bingo card either. The other reason being a trident to your face. Yeah, there's yes. There's a lot of, part of the reason you don't loot underwater ruins. Ah, interesting. Yeah, as I was sort of talking Robert Skitch, I was like, oh, actually, this would probably mean that you wouldn't engage with the underwater ruins so much. Would you, Robert Skitch, would you excavate underwater ruins if you could do it before the drowned spawned in? Like the situation that we had over at the Shipwreck, where there just weren't any drowned. Or do you see them as like drowned specific structures and therefore you're leaving them to them? That's a really interesting question. And I think for the purposes of this stream playthrough, I'm probably gonna consider them archaeological sites that we can excavate. But I like the idea of engaging with them as this is not meant for me sort of archaeology. That's an interesting concept. That's cool. Would you count bastion remnants and nether fortresses as archaeological sites? I was going to, and this is where it gets interesting because the part of it is, we have sites that were created by the human-esque, like generally human mobs, and then we have sites that were created by non-humans. And this is another question I wanted to ask you guys. Do you think that ocean monuments would count as archaeological sites? Because as far as we know, like there's not really much in them. It's just the Guardians. So I'm not necessarily saying that the Guardians built it. I don't really know. They do have mind control powers though, so maybe they do. But would those count as archaeological sites? They're not archaeological sites. If they do, like if you say that they do, we're not going to go and document them right now because I am not equipped to deal with those right now. But it becomes a question of would those technically count? Drown could be a result of a curse that caused the rune to be a rune in the first place. Very true. Piglins definitely don't want people excavating their homes. Yes, I think that is very true. You think that drowned spawn in with the ruins whilst they don't with the shipwrecks? Oh, that's true, Robert Skitch. Yeah, the spawning rules are different. With shipwrecks, you consider them likely to be more recent considering the state of repair and the fact that they've got food in them that's still good. Also true. But you think of them as salvage rather than archaeology. In your headcanon, guardians are basically robots. They shoot lasers, can't think of any natural entities capable of that. And then there's the name, they're like golems. Oh, that's true. That's an interesting way to think about them. I always think about them as weird supernatural big fish. but robots also makes a lot of sense. In that case, are the skeletons and wither skeletons stakeholders, environmental threats, heavily opinionated opponents of the archaeology, or part of the archaeology? Yes. That is another good question, Artisy. Probably all of the above. Probably all of the above. It's an interesting question and it has multiple layers. Yeah, some structures are just there, some structures only initially generate mobs, and then there are like witch huts, yes, that keep on spawning witches and black cats. Yes. Or like guardian farms that will continue to spawn guardian temples that will continue to spawn guardians. Yeah, it's an interesting question. Oops, this is not the book that I meant to have. I'm realizing that I'm standing still. I am still considering these questions. It's, interesting conundrums and questions to have on a Tuesday. I am also just conscious that I've been standing and chatting for a while. So I am going to take the coordinates for the War Motion Ruin while we continue the conversation. But yes, they are called guardians. So they are guarding something. Yes, I do find it interesting because we also have the wardens. I think I'll do this. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. Hang on. East. Okay, southwest. I'm gonna put this here, even though it might be slightly too low for it, but it's fine. We'll if we decide to do it differently, we'll do it differently when how have I done this? When we excavate it. All right, okay. This is how I'm doing it. I understand. Okay, southwest is -848. 40, yeah, I'll do 46. Hang on. Comma. 46. 133. Okay. Where's my... Nope. There we go. Hang on. Would indicate that the monument is theirs in some form. Yes, that's true. It does make me... I can't remember if I actually voiced this or if I got distracted halfway through the thought. It makes me curious about the connection between guardians and wardens, because both of them are guarding something. And the question becomes... like, another question becomes, where did that name come from within Minecraft lore? Is it coming from the player's culture? Is it coming from villagers? Is it coming from previous cultures? Where are we getting the guardian and the warden names from? Especially with the warden and the connection to the Mourner pottery sherd. Who named it the Mourner pottery sherd in Minecraft lore? Always an interesting question. Okay, they're guarding the most important item in the ocean monument, sponges. Yes, absolutely. The whole monument seems to be big protective structure of the gold treasure at the center. Yeah, that's true. Very true. With dungeons, you think they're likely to be not culturally significant and just make sure to break the spawners and inter the bones and flesh so that they can rest. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Yeah, spawners make it a more complicated question because they kind of add, yeah, there's the joys of Minecraft because it adds complexity to like all of these considerations of ethics in archaeology. Okay, I'm gonna get the other 3 corners of this, and then we'll do some more. I already did southwest corner. Let's do this corner. No, it's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine. Okay. -848, 49, 129. Okay, it's 129. There we go. This is northwest? Must be, right? Has to be. It'll be fine. Negative 848. 48. And then, ooh. No, we're gonna go 46. I'm gonna keep it at the same level because I'm not sure what level it is, and I don't want to add to the confusion. And then 129. Okay. We'll do this. Done. And then, right, because this, oh no. Yeah, northwest. Okay. Then we'll go, nope. Let's go, nope. Well. Hello. Ah. It's fine. I know where my keys are. Fine. I'm not doing the thing where I forget, where my brain is like, what are my hands doing? It's fine. It's why I have all the bread. It's all good. I know I'm a pro gamer. I know what I'm doing. Sort of. You like how open-ended the lore is because it results in so many options and opportunities. Yeah, I agree. And it's nice as like a reminder of why it's like, number one, it's cool to have these discussions come about because of the way that we're approaching this in this playthrough, but also it's an argument for other people to also approach things in this kind of style because the questions that we have aren't necessarily going to be the same questions that you have, and vice versa. That like, all of us are gonna end up with, oh, this is the wrong book. All of us are gonna end up with different questions, which means that, and we're all gonna end up with different results as well, which means that combining all of our knowledge can lead to even more knowledge about the actual lore, which is cool. This is, I don't know what corner this is. Hang on. I don't know what corner this is. Wait a minute. We're in northeast. Okay, that's what I thought it was, and then I second guessed it. All right, northeast. Negative 844. And then we're gonna do 46 again, just to, not 746. We're gonna do 46. Just to keep it relatively consistent, and then 129. And then we go to southeast. Which, granted, this is a square, so we should be able, like, it's probably gonna be 844, 46, 133, well, negative 840, but like, you know, it's fine. All fine. Sure. Ah, I managed to do it before getting damaged. All right, negative 844, comma, 46, comma, 133. That's good. This is something we do in archaeology as well. Like, even if you can predict what the next point is, it's always good to actually measure it just to make sure that you're correct and that you haven't accidentally done something weird. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm functional. Okay, cool. So that's the warm ocean ruin that we will come back with, or we will come back for when I have potions and such. But I like the whole discussion of of what to do when there are sites like this that drowned are inhabiting. What does that mean? You like how yeah. Cool. Okay. Which direction were we going? We were going south. Right? Or no, we were going north. Right? Because I went south. Okay. Because I could see the other shipwreck over there. Here's another shipwreck. Or were we going south and that's just a new shipwreck out that way? Which direction were we going? No, yeah, we were going north. Okay. I know I'm not directionally challenged. I know where I'm going. But there was, wait a minute, where did this shipwreck go that I just saw? There's that one there. Here. Did we already get this one? Maybe we did. Did we get this one? 9, 17, 23. Yeah, okay. All right. We got this one already. All right. Okay. I got distracted. All right. It's fine. I went north. Yeah, that's good. Going that direction, the one opposite we came from. Why you like carrying maps when you explore, always know where you've been. Yes, that's true. I need to get some redstone to make some compasses to get some maps. That's probably the ocean ruin that we just came from, right? The one that's over there. It's not. It's the same one, right? It's not a new one, right? Oh no, this is looking like a new one. This is a new one. This is definitely a new one. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is a new one. We have another War Motion ruin. That's cool. War Motion ruin. They're everywhere. I did find, like, I've done a fair amount of searching for these ruins for videos and things. And I found that the ocean ruins are pretty, like, on top of each other half the time. Sometimes there isn't one for miles, and then sometimes there's like 4 right in the same area. Like, not as the same structure, because I know that War Motion, well, any of the ocean ruins can spawn with multiple buildings as part of the structure. But then, like, you'll go 200 blocks and then there's another one. So here we go. We've got another one. Or a cartographer who sells empty maps. That's true. I do need I could get a cartographer. The villages that are near me are quite far away, so we'll see. If your IRL site is expansive enough or far enough from the equator, the coordinates will be altered because degrees of latitude become closer together as you approach the poles, so predictions will be inaccurate. Yes, also very true. I am very grateful that in Minecraft we don't really have to worry about things like projections, map projections. It's all flat, which is helpful. Okay, so this one, because it is on an orientation, I'm gonna just do, let's see, 52, so that'll be negative 53. I am just gonna do the southernmost and northernmost point. So southernmost point, we're at negative 813, comma 48, comma. Thank you so much for the follow, Ace of Ray. Ace of Ray? If I butchered your name, please let me know how to say it correctly. But either way, welcome on in. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so, and then we're doing, it's negative 154 to go in that direction. And then we're gonna do the northernmost point, just because this one is actually oriented a certain way. So let's try not to take, oh. I forget that because you can be like halfway between, you're technically on the block but not on the block. I forget that you can do this, be a block above the magma and not take damage, or not take damage but also still get the oxygen benefits. Okay, it is interesting that so far with these 2 ruins, I haven't seen negative 813. I haven't seen multiple structures. They've both had only one structure in them. So negative 813, comma, I'll do 47. Yeah, we'll do 47, comma, negative 160. Done. So that's cool. Is there sus? Yeah, that'll be sus sand just there. I don't know if this has a, oh, well, I'm gonna, hang on. It's all fine. Everything's fine. I'm not drowning. It's all good. Oh, is that? No. I was, yeah, okay. All right. I was about to say, I don't see a chest, but no, it's buried. So that's cool. We'll get the chest when we excavate. So that's very, very cool. Thank you so much for the follow, Krasy47. Welcome on in. I pronounced it perfectly, Ace of Ray. Wonderful. I'm so glad. It's always nice when I actually can read people's usernames correctly. Not because the usernames are difficult, but because streamer brain, when it's all the letters and you're like, oh gosh, all of a sudden there's pressure. And it's like, oh no, you just showed up. What exactly is going on? I'm an archaeologist and we are documenting archaeological sites in this single player world of mine. So we've got 3 shipwrecks, 2 of which we have recovered the artifacts from. And then we're just kind of exploring. We've got another shipwreck and then 2 War Motion ruins. I haven't taken the objects, I haven't excavated them at all. I'm gonna come back when I actually have materials for it, but for right now, we're basically just getting where the sites are. This is effectively archaeological survey. It is not very systematic archaeological survey, but it counts as survey. So welcome on in, Mr. Dangly Legs. I hope you enjoy. Hey, Anonymous Fred, welcome on in. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Could always build an archaeology team of volunteers, including a cartographer. That is true. We rely on volunteers a lot in archaeology. Also, thank you for the follow, Mr. Dangly Legs. Welcome on in again. Which way am I going? East is not the direction I was going. I was going north originally. Let's keep going north. Is that another temple? How? Why? That's 3 within, like, not many blocks of spawn. How? Welcome on in, Wise and Some. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'll take a screenshot for those. Maybe we'll do a poll. Hang on, wait a minute, let me do a poll. Do ocean monuments count as archaeological sites? Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, keep in mind that we are counting like shipwrecks and ruined nether portals and things. So it's not just like, does it have sus sand or sus gravel? It's like, can we consider it an archaeological site for the purposes of archaeology? Yeah, I was about to say like a site that humans have used, which is generally what archaeology does. It generally is like the study of the past as it involves people, right? We study people in the past. So that's one difference between archaeology and something like paleontology. So paleontology studies ancient life that isn't human. We study ancient life that is human. So we overlap. There's like, you can do a Venn diagram between paleontology and archaeology, but that's why paleontologists look at things like fossils and dinosaurs, and archaeologists look at things like early humans, and also everything up until the present that involves humans. So ocean monuments equals archaeology. So when we're talking about this, we just had a whole discussion about whether ocean ruins, because there are drowned ocean ruins, do they count as stakeholders or people who have a vested interest in archaeology happening at that site? And if they're attacking you while you're trying to do archaeology, does that mean that they don't want archaeology to be happening of these sites that are potentially like, do these sites count as theirs or like their homes? Are they the closest descendants for these sites? And should we be paying attention to their desires for archaeology, or their desires against archaeology? So I won't limit it to humans. In your mind, do ocean monuments count as archaeology? Let's go with that. Yes, for sure. Maybe. And then nope. Okay, I'm gonna let that poll. I'll do it for, well, no, because last time when I've done polls for like 3 minutes, sometimes you guys don't see them. So the poll is up if you want to answer. We're determining whether ocean monuments count as archaeology. I haven't documented them in my book yet as archaeological sites. And I won't do it just now because I'm not equipped to be going anywhere near Guardians. But it's a question for the future of, do we count these as archaeological sites? And I genuinely don't necessarily know the answer. I'm curious. If you have lots of deep ocean, they generate everywhere. That's true. That is true. That is very true. You always feel like there are too many ocean temples. So many ocean temples. Basically, you get one potential spawn location for a monument per 5. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Well, so far, it has taken the opportunity to spawn in all of them, it seems. You guess they count as nests? Very good. Yeah, that's true. Do haunted places count? That's also a good question. That's a good question. Archaeologists will study places that are said to be haunted, like, all the time. Oh my goodness, so many places are potentially haunted. And like, yeah, even if they're not haunted, I've been in a lot of creepy places for archaeology's sake or heritage purposes. There are a lot of creepy places. But yeah, Guardians drop prismarine shards and crystals, so you guess they'd probably make the materials and use them to make the structure. Yeah, because it is the only place where we get those materials. That's true. And yeah, the question then becomes, how do they make the structures? But I think, as I mentioned, I can't remember if I voiced this thought, they do have like mind powers, so maybe they did, but I don't know. You always think of drowned as creatures that have moved in after the site is abandoned by the original builders/users, like monsters in dungeons in Skyrim. I was thinking a similar thing, and then I realized that we could potentially make an argument a different way. But yeah. Everybody take a drink. You are almost certainly thirsty. At least if you are somewhere where it is summer right now, you're definitely thirsty. Also, this is a friendly reminder for any of you who take medications. If this is a time of day when you are supposed to take those medications, remember to take those medications. Just because I know I forget half the time. So here's your friendly reminder. You believe Guardians are mechanicals lore-wise. Yeah, somebody, was it Games and Science was saying that they're like robots. So that looks like another shipwreck right over there. Is that's not, no, because we just came from a war mode. This is a shipwreck. It's gotta be a shipwreck. That's too dark to be anything but a shipwreck. Am I going too close to the Guardian farm? We'll find out. Whoop. Okay. There's another one over there. And another one over there. Stop. They're not even... It doesn't even look like they're aiming at me. Did they go after other things, like drowned and such? I love that I can see 3 of them in this immediate vicinity. 1, 2, 3. That's great. You feel that they inhabit abandoned structures. Yeah. I mean, robots doesn't fit in entirely. Okay, there's a magical Minecraft element, so more like golems. Yeah, that's true. You did make that distinction. Ooh, is this a shipwreck or is this a geode? And if it's a geode, is it a multi-geode? This looks like a double geode. Oh, I forgot that I am nowhere near equipped to do this. Hey, can we go down? Thanks. Let's see, can I do it before I run out of oxygen? That's a bud. I don't want to ruin it. Hang on. We'll do, look, I want the shiny purple rocks. I like shiny purple rocks. Make me happy. This is not remotely archaeology. This is purely me wanting shiny purple rocks. Am I on the edge of one? I'm on the edge, aren't I? Because, like, there's no way that there are this many layers. They attack squids, too. Oh, that's good to know. Drop fish, so you're not sure about mechanics. That's true. Guardians will go after squid. Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Good to know. Isn't just archaeology, it's fantasy world archaeology. Like, we want to excavate this 1,000-year-old temple, but we have to clear out the dragon nest first. Yes, very true. Very true. I love that maybe won the poll. So none of us are super sure. Is this, okay, all right. Can we, look. Come on. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. I'm all good. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Oh, what? Wait a minute. But wait. Okay. I need torches. Hold on. Let's do this. Okay. So we have the pretty rock. But then we have this, which is a little scary, and I don't know that I want to be here. I thought it was a double. Oops. Hang on. Really? It's fine. All fine. Everything's fine. Where? I need to sneeze. Excuse me. I need to sneeze. I was like, it was one of those where as soon as I had the thought that I needed to sneeze, I didn't need to sneeze anymore. And then, yeah, I failed. So apologies. Okay. I thought this was a double. And I was very excited. See, like, this is... Hang on. This is gonna... I'm gonna take damage again. It's gonna be fine. It's all fine. It's everything is fine. Ah! I was trying to... It's fine. I'm at spawn. I'm not actually terribly far from where we were. Don't worry. It was north. That's fine. All fine. I don't have my boat, but that can be remedied. It's all good. Look, the sacrifices we make. I have, for those who are new, I have keep inventory on because I'm chronically ill, and dying in Minecraft is frustrating to begin with. I don't need to be dying in Minecraft to a point where it's like my chronic illness / disability's fault, because it already kind of sucks to be reminded how disabled I am. I don't need to lose all my stuff in the process, basically. That was a choice where I was like, I bet I could do this, and I couldn't necessarily, but it's fine. It's fine. Where are we going? We're going, yeah, -800 into the negatives. We're not. This is fine. So we'll go this way. It's all fine. We might find more stuff. I can see a ruined nether portal over there. So, you know, we'll just... Is that a shipwreck? That might be a shipwreck. I think that's a shipwreck. So we'll find more stuff on our way to collect my boat and find the geode again. Is that... That is a shipwreck. Okay. It's just very light boat colors. Oh. Where? Another one? How? Why? And there's another one over there. But I'm going north, right? North is the direction I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, towards negative numbers. Well, the good news is, if I ever want to make a guardian farm, I have so many options. I have so many options. The cave. Thank you for the bless you, Valkyrie kiss. Also, good to see you. Welcome in. Roughly 8,000, 9,500 blocks out in search for a mansion you have on a map. Your villager really don't like you. And oh no. Question is, are the drowned sentient? That is a very good question, Mermicorn Queen. Are they making decisions, or are they more like wild animals? That, I don't know. That is a good question. That's a very good question. Thanks for the RIP, Clara. I appreciate it. I need a rip emote, but I also need more emote slots. So, Guardian dropping fish is unlikely to be a movie reference, though. Yes, very true. Cave leads to the... Am I on top of... My boat just oriented itself. So that's fun. I didn't know they did that. You don't need to explain or apologize. There's no right way. Yeah, I like letting people know, just because that way they're aware as to why I've kept all my stuff. But also I like to explain it because I think one of the things that we can lose track of in video games is that there are a lot of accessibility settings that that people have. This is westernmost. Or that games will have for people with disabilities. And one of the things in Minecraft is that things like keep inventory are called game rules, and you can toggle it on or off if you have cheats enabled, but it's called enabling cheats, and it's not really a cheat, I would say, if you want to toggle it depending on how you're doing that day, or if you need to toggle weather for various reasons. So it would be cool if we could rename the question of allow cheats to something like allow commands. I know there's difficulties there as well, but if we could rename it to something that isn't cheats, that would be really cool. But yes, I agree. There are so many ways to play this game, and everybody should feel more than welcome to play it in whatever way they want to. Shipwreck number 4? Yes, 4. Okay. No, hang on. Hang on. Wait a minute. Here. I don't think I was putting the number sign in. Okay. All right. This is the westernmost point, which is negative 299, 56. Actually, it's technically 55 because it's underneath me, and then 156. Cool. Yes, the boat was feeling restless. Yes. So many options for Guardian Farms. Could probably make an empire for them I know, right, Ace of Ray? My goodness, so many of them. Some of the game rules are not considered cheats on Bedrock to make it even more confusing. Yes. And yeah, I think some of them are also not considered cheats on Java as well. Like, so you can, yeah, it's very confusing. But yes, the cheat part is when you do it during the game, but nowadays you can set it when creating the world. Yes, but I would also say that if you're doing it during the game, like, so because I've got keep inventory on, there may be days where I'm like, actually, no, I'm kind of fine. And I would like the challenge of having to find my stuff if I perish. But then the only way to toggle it is to enable cheats. So it's one of those things where like the toggle ability, it would be nice if we could call it something else. That's all. I don't mind. I certainly agree that everybody should play with whatever settings they like. But yeah, I think it would be good to call it something different than cheats. Such a good point about cheats. Yeah, it would be nice if we could just call it a different word. Otherwise, Minecraft has some of the best accessibility features of any game I've ever played. Just gonna say outright. They have so many good accessibility features. And it's one of the reasons why I play with subtitles on as well. Subtitles on in the game, because it's really helpful. And I actually am also hard of hearing, or at least, well, my ears do the thing. Well, my ears are fine. They hear a lot of noise. In fact, they're really good at hearing things. My brain is really bad at filtering things. So it hears all of the noise, and my brain's like, all of this noise is important. And then I get confused or like don't necessarily parse all of the information because there's too much of it. It's that kind of situation. It's easier for me to say that I'm hard of hearing than for me to explain the whole auditory processing issue, but the result is the same. So yeah, I play with subtitles mostly for that, so that I can see what it is that I just heard and which direction it's coming from, because I can't tell if I don't have the subtitles on. Thank you so much for redeeming Stretch, Mr. Dangly Legs, everybody. Well, I mean, if you want to, don't feel like you have to, but have a stretch. You can stand up if you like. I don't stretch just well, I stretch, but I don't stand up because my right hip is the main problem child of my chronic illness woes. And so like when I stand up, half the time my right hip is just like, hey, you're not gonna like this. It's gonna be a problem. So I stay sitting while streaming. So that I don't fall over, basically. Also, welcome in, Papaya Crowd. It's been a while. Honestly, getting items back after dying has become a lot easier with Recovery Compass. Yes, very true. But most people don't use it. You mean in general, you understand? Yeah. That is very true, and I agree. I would love... The difficulty with Recovery Compasses is that they require you to go to ancient cities, but I do like them as a mechanic. I would also love a compass... If I could have a compass in-game that points north instead of pointing to spawn, that would be great. Because then I could know what direction I was going. But yeah, I appreciate knowing where spawn is. And I know you can do lodestones and things, but it would be cool if there were an item that was like, that way is north. And I know maps kinda and like, but still. I would love a compass that actually points north. The auditory process issue you always explain, it's like hearing people talk in another room. The volume is there, but you can't clearly parse out what they're saying necessarily. Exactly. That is exactly what I have. And it's genetic. My dad has it as well, basically. He will hear things, like there'll be some tiny little thing rattling in like the trunk of the car, and he will hear it and it will drive him crazy. Yep. Same. So yeah, auditory processing stuff. It's always fun. You wish the Recovery Compass were more accessible. Yeah. Okay, let me get the which point is it? We just did west, the easternmost point. I love how I'm sitting here literally with a compass on my hotbar and not reading it. It's good. I know what I'm doing. I'm a functional human. Okay, easternmost point of the shipwreck, minus 283. And then what is it? 58 because it's below me. And then 162. Cool. Done. Don't sign the book. ArchaeoPlays. Don't sign the book. I'm getting better at not accidentally signing the book. I haven't actually accidentally signed any of the books, but every time I get nervous that I'm going to. I feel like there was the Guardian Temple. There was something else. Wasn't there? I feel like there was. Well, I'm going this way around the temple. I'm not backtracking, I promise. I'm just going around the temple. Oh look, another geode. Cool. I'm not gonna jump into that one, I promise. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm just, yeah, we're just gonna steer clear of the multiple Guardian Temples. I know. Okay, alright, I misread. It's fine. I misread the direction. South? Oh no, okay, I am going this way. There's just yet another Guardian. Okay, alright, okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine. I know what I'm doing. Maybe. The description of my dad's hearing is exactly you. You hear the kids walking in the rooms at the other end of the house. Yeah. Yeah. It's, 1, 2. Where'd the other one go? 3. So many of these. Okay, I didn't look dark enough to be a shipwreck. There was something that looked potentially like a shipwreck. It might be one, but if I zoom all over the place, looking at everything that might be an archaeological site, we're gonna be here for a while before we get back to my, this is not the direction I wanna go. I'm trying to go north. Sorry, I got turned around. Yep. There are too many Guardian Temples. I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, I need to go past the Guardian Temple. I need to go past that one, not past this one. It's all fine. Is that's not another one, is it? It's definitely something. That might be an ocean ruin. That's worth checking out. There's a rudimentary method to tell directions even without the sun and moon. Some blocks have directional textures that always place in the same cardinal direction. So carry one of those with you. Don't ask specifically which one, you don't remember it. Yeah, that's cool. Why is the new compass stuff so inaccessible? Yeah, lodestones requiring netherite and recovery compass requiring echo shards. I agree. It would be nice if we could make it slightly more accessible. Ooh, coral reef. We're gonna screenshot that once we document this warm ocean ruin. So many warm ocean ruins too, which is pretty great. This, I don't know that orientation-wise anything makes sense here. How many drowned are here? Oh, a heck of a lot of you. Okay. Well, I see, no. If I see sus sand. I don't know if I see sus sand. Is this just one of their, but this counts, right? Oh, hang on. Hold on. Hang on. There are a lot of them. There weren't so many of you guys at the other ones. What gives? All Minecraft blocks are oriented north, south, east, west. Yes. Peaceful mode isn't an option if you have a hostile mob dependent farm. Yes. I do appreciate playing on peaceful mode sometimes, but yeah, the lack of hostile mobs can sometimes be an issue. And also, I like being able to eat stuff. And peaceful mode doesn't let you eat stuff. Oh no! My weapon is gone. Hang on. Okay, alright. What I might do is we might end up coming back to this lovely little thing. Here, let's do this. This is a cowardly way for me to do this. Slightly, is it? It's not really, but it's fine. It's not a thorough way to do this, but it works. 122, 63. Oh, not 633. Negative 464. We will come back to this one. I feel like the fact that my axe has broken and there are like 7 drowned down there. We're gonna continue to finding my old boat, which doesn't have an axe in it, but at least it would be recovering the stuff that we lost track of, and then actually I need to go not north, but I do want to come this direction and document this coral reef before I start moving. Where would I be going before I start moving west? I think. Here, let's just do this. Excellent. Okay. We had been near-ish this site. So near-ish, -813, -154. Okay, all right. Well, so we need to go, nope, we need to go west. Let's go west. And then it's not exactly in that position, but it's somewhere around there. There was an ocean monument. Did I take the coordinates? Oh no, it was a geode that I was after. Yeah, okay. Well, you know, we'll find it. It'll be fine. 2 chests, 2 Vex. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, I thought you meant that there were Vex attacking you, but no, Vex armor trim I see. That's great. New compass stuff is tied to new content, less about difficulty, more new stuff connecting to itself. Yeah, that makes sense. Happy with having a mob switch in your world. Doesn't work on wardens though. Oh, that's interesting. 4 chests, 3 Vex trims. So many. That's pretty good. Okay. This is a little bit of a boat ride. So many monuments. I keep wanting to say Guardian Farms, and that is categorically not what they are. That is incorrect. The one thing, this is a thing I like to do as somebody who doesn't like dealing with hostile mobs in Minecraft. Ooh, is that another portal? Looks like another portal. Is basically, this doesn't work every time because drowned come out at night and such, but something you can do is basically just when it gets to be nighttime, if you don't have a bed, hop in a boat and go sailing. You'll more or less be fine. Boat? That is not the direction I wanted you to go. I appreciate that my boat is like, I need to orient myself. Thank you so much for the follow, Lewis Hammer. Welcome on in. Okay. You know what would be funny is if the boat orients in a certain direction. Like if you could use your boat as a compass, that would be amazing. Okay, all right. Let's do this. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. Come on. Get out of swim mode, please. Thank you. Or at least like stay somewhere. Wonderful. Do this. Okay. War motion ruin. Ruined. Nether. Portal. I can type. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's all good. Okay, ruin nether portal. This is west point is -531, comma 38, comma -367. Okay, cool. And then we will do an eastern point, and I'm just gonna do the 2 because nether portals are more or less oriented over here. This bit. Okay. Too far. Eastern point, -515. Oops, hang on. Do a space. -515, and then 37. I did this with the other one, didn't I? That should be a 37, because it's underneath me. And then -3, nope, 364. Done. Up. Let's get air. Yay! Okay. Cool. That's not the first ruined nether portal we've found, but it's the first one that's in the book. So that's cool. Okay. I do still need to go west. Another ocean monument over there. So many ocean monuments. You can make a warden mob switch. Doc M has one for his tunnel bore. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Would rebuilding a ruined portal count as experimental archaeology? It would indeed. Yes. And it is something I would like to do. Once we have materials, I don't have diamonds. Or if I do have diamonds, I have like 2 and I haven't used them yet. I don't think I have diamonds though, in this world. I genuinely don't think I do. Okay, this is roughly 800 something. Is it there? Because that looks like the thing I would have been interested in. That I thought was, because it was next to a guardian temple. Are we gonna see? Yeah, there's my boat. I love that we're literally just going back to this geode here, in part for my chest boat, and in part so that I can get coordinates of this, and also so that I can see if this is actually like a double geode, or if it's just one. Ooh, that's cool. That's a monument, or ruin, over there. I like that it's, you can see, excuse me, you can see the magma blocks kind of flickering. That's kind of cool. It makes it look like there's fire down there. It was fun. Okay, let's see. Recommend restoring one of the bigger ruined portals. Yeah, they tend to lead to POIs in the nether directly. Oh, really? That's cool. I didn't know that. I have never bothered. Hello, sir. I don't have... You know what? We're just gonna outrun you to the hole over here. And then, nope, hang on. Here we go. Let's put a crafting table down now that we're not on an ocean. And let's get an axe. Let's get a weapon. Weapon would be helpful for self-defense. Oh. Oh. Wait, really? But it looks, aw. I don't think it's a double. I think it just looks like it might be, but it's not. I don't think. That would be sad. Thank you so much for subscribing, Valkyrie Kiss. Sorry to butcher your name there. Welcome on in. Enjoy the emotes. Well, I have 2 favorites. My joint favorites are the hype duck and the donut tangent. For those who might be unaware, I go on tangents a lot, in case you haven't noticed. Sir Silver pointed out that if you go on enough tangents, or if you have enough tangents, they make a donut. So that's where that emote comes from, is that it's just me going on tangents. And the hype duck, for those who may not be aware, this exists. This is the existential crisis duck. It is legitimately called that. I like ducks. They're great. They're fantastic, right? I was looking for like a lamp to have in the background, and it was either this or like something that you would put in like an infant's room as like a nightlight kind of thing. So I was like, okay, well, I'll look for something else. And then I just kept getting this as a result. This dude, this fun little dude. And he captures so much of just existence in 2023, I feel. So yeah, I bought him. Whether I'm having the existential crisis, I purchased the existential crisis duck, or whether the duck itself is having an existential crisis, that remains up for debate. But yeah, that's where the hype duck comes from. It's also where the duck emote comes from. And if you would like to join our Discord, we have a Discord, or I have a Discord. If you would like to join the Discord, we talk about archaeology things and also Minecraft things, and also there are emotes in there that are the full-on duck emote, which is a fun little emote that I enjoy. Okay, I don't think we get. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna get up to the surface and then I'll find my boats. I love that now I've lost track of 2 boats. They're over there. Okay, all right, it's fine. I know what I'm doing. I'm so sad that this is not a double geode. It looked like it could be a double, and I'm sad that it's not. If it is a double, it's like 2 right on top of each other rather than next to each other enough to be interesting, so that's sad. Okay, let's get rid of this. I'll go here. You adore tangents. I'm glad that you adore tangents. My excitement as I leap into obscure data with enthusiasm is food for your soul. Aw, thank you so much, Valkyrie Kiss. Aw, that makes me happy to hear. You're using zombified villagers for a mob switch Pix's design from a few years ago. Oh, that's cool. You think it'd be nice if a few more mobs did something? I have lost the thread on that, but sounds like a fun conversation. Ideally all mobs would stay around on peaceful. Ah, yes, I agree. There is a mod pack called Bliss that is a peaceful-like experience where basically the hostile mobs are there and you also like lose, what am I saying? You'll also like lose hunger and things, but the hostile mobs won't attack you unless you attack them, which I think is kind of that's kind of nice, but it has got a lot of other mod packs in it as well. So, or mods, it's a mod pack that has other mods in it. So, oh, I don't really want to deal with a child. Not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling the baby. Sorry, little one. You swim so fast and you're so deadly. All right, well, if you're gonna stay the same position. Okay, well, maybe you're not that fast. Okay, there we go. I haven't gotten this one, right? I don't think. I think this will probably be the last one, and then I'll probably end stream, because we're a little bit past my usual stream time. But we're going to be back on Thursday, and for those who weren't here at the beginning, okay, hang on. Okay. For those who weren't here at the beginning, I have finished my video finally. So that's going to come out on Thursday. It's going to come out on Thursday at noon. Well, okay, an hour before stream time, the video is going to come out. And then an hour after the video comes out, I'm going to stream, basically. Probably on Thursday, we're going to make like an animal pen because, because my chickens are still, well, my chickens and my sheep and my cows are still in the little mini semi-jail that I've made for them. And that's no way to treat those animals. So we're going to make animal pens on Thursday. Okay, War Motion Ruins. This one is the, nope, hang on. This is how we do. This is how we do. Okay, this is the westernmost point, which is -1143, comma 39, comma -173. Except it's not 1143, it's 114. Ooh, because I'm facing east. Yes. Okay. Cool. That's the westernmost point, and then. This is... Oh, no. Hang on. No, thank you. Oh, can we... Hold on. Okay. Am I playing dangerously with my oxygen? Yes. This is... Welcome to me as a Minecraft player. It's probably... Yeah, I take a certain amount of risks. I also don't take risks, but if it's like physical environmental stuff, I'm like, it's fine. Like, if I'm building something and I don't have feather falling, I'll still just jump off the build. It's fine. All fine. Everything's fine. Okay, this is -113. This will be 1136. And then 39. And then -173. Cool. And then... Give me oxygen. I didn't even take damage. Look at that. I'm getting better. Maybe. I can pretend. I can pretend that I'm getting better. Okay. Let's get up to the boat. Cool. So that's a ton of sites. That's like way more than I thought we were going to find today. I'm going to be honest. So we knew, for those who joined after we were doing Shipwrecks 1 and 2, we knew about Shipwrecks 1 and 2 originally, but Shipwreck 3 is new. These two War Motion Ruins and Shipwreck 4, this War Motion, that one, and the Ruined Nether Portal, those are all new. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new sites today. And we haven't documented the ocean monuments because jury is out on whether they count as archaeological sites. So, but there were like 8 to 12 of those, I feel like. So they might end up in there. I'm just not equipped to deal with them yet. But yeah. Oh, apathetic mobs. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Can't wait to get home from this expedition so far away. Yeah. I hope it goes well. Okay, well, let me here, let me do this, and then let me get into chatting. So, I think I'm gonna end the stream there. I am gonna see about who we can maybe raid. Let's figure out who we can raid. But thank you so much for joining me, everybody, and for all of the follows. My goodness, and so much stuff. And I'm doing multiple things at once, and sometimes I'm good at that, and sometimes I'm not. Hold on, hang on. Okay, cool. So, and also thank you for the people who subscribed and everything. I am going to raid. I'm gonna raid somebody that I really like, but I will warn you, they are not necessarily family friendly. So if you need family friendly, the raid is probably not gonna work out for you. I need to find more people who are playing Minecraft at this time of day, that I will sit in their streams for, because I have a lot of people who play Minecraft, but a lot of them don't stream at this time of day. So, we're gonna raid Miss Charlotte. I really like her. She is a British streamer as well, and she's like got very cozy vibes. I like her a lot, but she isn't necessarily family friendly. Just as an FYI. So let me organize that for you. But thank you so much for joining me for stream and for being here. And I will see you guys on Thursday after my new video is out. I'm so happy that it's done. I'm so happy that it works, that it's good. Yeah, here, let me get this raid organized. Miss R. It's weird how you can start to type a name and it will give you people that you've never been in their streams for before it gives you people that you are subscribed to. It's very strange. Okay, let me start this raid, and yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday.